I'm going to ask the question. So you've got 6 members now that aren't paying. You haven't tested the price or tested the commitment of those 6. How are you going to go from basically 0 members to 100 members in a month? People do you have to, so what's your conversion rate going to be on people that you're getting in front of? So, I mean, if we work backwards from there, if you're going to bring 100 paying members in a month, let's say that you had a 25% conversion rate. So that means you got to get in front of 400 members or 400 leads and close 25% of them, right? So do you have, well, first off, the pricing hasn't been tested yet, right? Because ultimately testing the price is, here's my offer, take it or leave it. I'm going to leave it because it's too high, or I'm going to take it because it works for me. So you haven't been able to have anyone test that price yet, so it's really just an assumption until then. Yep. And I mean, so conversations are great. It's a step forward, but it's easy for me to say, oh yeah, Nick, that's an awesome concept. I'd love to, pay you that money and then have you give it back to me. And, that sounds great. Yeah. It's a completely different thing for me to pull my wallet out and say, Nick, here's $800 or whatever that monthly thing is.
No, I get that. I get that.
People that are doing that, we don't know if that price, that model is going to work out. So here's the concern, and I'm only getting part of the picture from the outside, but the concern I have is you're talking about adding features, but you don't have any paying customers yet. So really the number one focus with that idea validation is really understanding the customers and developing them, and then turning a portion of those, it can even be a small portion at the beginning, into paying customers. Because what you're doing at that point is you clearly understand who the customer is, what their problems are, you've given them the solution, and you've proven the pricing model because they're paying for it. So now that you've got some of those people paying for it, now you can look to add features and expand it out because you got all the pieces connected. I don't want to say you're setting yourself up for failure, but because you haven't gotten all those assumptions worked out yet, if you go hard for 30 days, you may have some success, but let's say the pricing model is completely wrong. You're going to go hard and keep trying to sell this, and if the pricing model is wrong, you're not going to get anybody to buy, regardless of how well you do with actually selling it. What I'd rather do is have you set a very small target, and it might take you another month, but the first month, I'd rather have you say, let me test this pricing out, and let me make sure that I can pull 5 customers or 10 customers in and run them through. Because if you can do that, now that sets you up to say, okay, well, I've got 10 paying customers. All these pieces are working. So now I just got to go out and find more of those types of customers, and now I got to sell 90 more. That's a lot more realistic than going from 0 paying customers to 100 paying customers in a month.
So the next 30 days, are you going to be still working at your engineering while you're trying to do all of this, or is that part of the questionable plan? My only concern is I don't want you to burn out trying to do, like, I know how easy it is because you're very similar to Tom with with motivation and like the idea and just going after something that you know you can do, but I've seen him do it before, and I know how easy it is to get burned out. You're trying to work, you're trying to come home and work on the business. The kids want your attention, your wife wants your attention, and I would be very worried that trying to do both that, like keep some of the engineering and then also going like full blown with the sales, and then still trying to keep your family life going, that you would quickly run yourself into burnout, which then puts you in even worse situation, because now you went 30 days and maybe you didn't hit your goals, and now you're dealing with burnout. And then what's the COO going to decide then if things start to kind of fall apart? Then you're in an even worse situation. Oh, well, then that's even worse.
So to be honest, I hate all those options. So here's what I would like to see. So I'm sure the COO helps, and it sounds like he knows what he's doing. He's keeping you accountable. He's bringing, that to the table. But right now, you've got all these different pieces that are causing more stress and more concern. Because you bring that COO in, if he's an equity partner, that's great. You guys are splitting equity. He's not looking to take funds out, fine. But if he's looking to take any sort of a salary out, that's actually going against your goal, right? Because your goal, I believe, from our past conversations, is generate the revenue from this so that you can take a salary from this business, replace your engineering stuff, and you're doing this full time, and then you're scaling it out. Is that correct?